Alright guys, welcome back to the channel again. Today is a work day. It's a Tuesday, and one of the good things of living in the Florida Keys and working in the Florida Keys is that once in a while we could go skipping, just like we did back in the old days in school. We're gonna go skipping today. We're gonna get on the boat, but don't tell anyone, okay? Because this is a secret. We're gonna go out on the boat. We're gonna go have lunch at Gilberts Resort, and then come back to the marina again and get back in the van and work like nothing happened. So we're gonna be skipping just a few classes. So here we go. And we have my son with me today, so we're gonna head out and have a good time, or a lunch time. Stay tuned, and here we go. We're here at the marina, and earlier I said we're going to skip and all that, but I noticed, you know, some of us don't call it skipping. Some of us may call it playing hooky. We call it skipping, and all I'm going to do is going to be slipping into island time. So stay tuned. We're here at the boat. We're going to take the covers off and getting ready to get on the water. Here we are back at Tavernier Creek, heading out on the boat. Oh my god, I couldn't wait for this time. I've been thinking about this for several days, and we had it planned since last week to take a day in between the weekdays and head out and relax for a little while. So we're heading to Gilberts Resort, which is approximately 17 miles from here, and we should be there in about 30 minutes or so. And the weather's awesome. The winds are coming from the east, so we're going on the bayside. Bayside is awesome, and we have a little clouds here and there, but nothing stormy or anything like that. So it looks awesome, beautiful, and I think it's going to work out really nice, and we're going to enjoy it and have a relaxing time at Gilberts Resort. So stay tuned for more. Peace from the Keys. One of the most important things that I wanted to do today by taking the boat out is checking how everything went after we did the change of spark plugs and cables. And my god, this boat just took off like it never did ever since I bought it from the beginning in 2005. I was really amazed to see that the miles per hour on the GPS was above 35 miles an hour, which is something this boat has not been doing for many years. My god, it's just like brand new again. Alright guys, so here's a little report here. We did the spark plug change in cables a week ago, and today's the first time we go out and test it. And boy, it took off. It took off going 34, 35 miles per hour, not kilometers, miles per hour. It was hauling ass. But after about 5 minutes into it, we get a constant alarm, just a whole beep non-stop. And to me, a beep continuous, it is something dangerous, something really bad. So we turned it off, waited a few minutes, turned it back on. The alarm is not on anymore, but I'm a little worried because it shouldn't happen. It only can happen when something is going wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off a little bit more and see if it does it again. If it does it again, we have to turn back, and we can't go to Gilberts, but we'll continue no matter what, because we're still on the water and it's a salty day still. We're going to continue. All right, so temperature is good, oil gauge is good, everything is good, so we're going to go forward a little bit more. Stay tuned. Alarm went off again. I noticed the temperature a little bit, just a little hair over 175. You can hear the alarm in the background going. So I'm going to put it, let me go down to neutral. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off. And there we go, it just went down again because
the temperature went down?
Yeah, but it went down a little bit because it's idling. So it's not using a lot of power. So it's got to be the impeller.
But you just changed it.
It's all brand new. It's all brand new. So what could it be? What else could it be?
You have to check it out. There's only one way to find out.
Well, it looks like every time we get on plane and get normal cruising speed, where we're going like 34 miles an hour according to the GPS, and then after a few minutes it started doing that beep. I slowed down and it went down. I see the temperature went down, and I'll show you there. Right now it's a little bit below 175. It normally that's where it's supposed to be, hair below 175. But for some reason it's going off, so we're gonna have to check it a little further. We're gonna have to scrap our trip to Gilberts, but we're gonna continue at Habanos right there on the creek. We're gonna have some good food anyway, so stay tuned. We're heading back, and I revved it up again, and it's doing it again for a little while until temperature goes down. It should go off any second now. Next thing I'm going to check and see if there's anything in the intake, at the outdrive intake, see if there's something there covering. You never know, if you grab like a plastic bag or something and it covers the intake, and that may constrict the flow of the water to cool down. Let me see here. All right, my son and I have been talking here and trying to come up with possibilities of scenarios here, and we just came in. I brought it up again a higher speed. It didn't go off this time, but we're thinking, since we just replaced the impeller, not only the impeller but a full new raw water pump, and that's brand new. It's only what, 3 months, 4 months, 4 months old. So we're not thinking it could be that, but we're thinking the circulating water pump. That's the one that goes in front of the engine, mounted on the engine, that when the axle spins, it'll spin that circulating water pump. And that one there may go bad, because I think that's been on there for a long time. So I think that may be the problem. So because it doesn't overheat completely, it just brings it above the 175, the alarm goes off, and then if I slow down, it goes back down again. So if you guys have any ideas or had any experience with something like this, leave it down in the comment section. I would like to hear from your story if you had something similar happen to you. This is the Cruiser Mag MPI 5.7 engine, and it has the raw water pump, replaced 4 months ago, and now we may have to replace the circulating water pump on the engine. So we're getting back to the marina now. Nothing is going bad. Everything's perfect as long as we go in idle speed, which we have to go here anyway in this area. So it looks like we'll get back to the marina safely, and we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching. We may have a few clips here and there more, so stay tuned. There's like 3 or 4 manatees right over there. I don't think you can see it from here, but anyway, here we go. We just dropped off the boat here at the basin. They're picking it up, and in a few minutes we're going to go and flush it and double check that circulating water pump and see if it's making any noise. Usually when it goes bad, it's going to make some grinding noise, and that's what we're going to be looking for and see if that's the problem. So in a few minutes we're going to go first, eat, and then we're going to go and flush it and check that out. So stay tuned. All right guys, we're here at Habanos on the creek. This is my favorite place to eat every time we come back from the boat. And look at this right here, guys. Look at that plate. Camarón, this is shrimp al ajillo. Totones, rice and beans, and stir fried on my son's plate there. And over there at the end we have Frank, the owner right here. So you come and see Frank, he'll take care of you. And don't forget to say Keys Boating Channel sent you. Peace, brother. All right, we just had some good lunch here at Habanos on the creek, and now we're heading back to the boat to see what went on with that alarm that went off. So here we go. All right, we're here at the engine now. First things first, one of the first things we have to check is the belt. Make sure the belt is not loose, and the way it's moving there, you can, I don't know if you can see it in the camera there, the amount of that movement is not correct. This here cannot be pushed down more than a 1/4 inch. That's just right there, that movement right there, a 1/4 inch movement. It's moving more than an inch. Okay, so that's one of the things we're going to have to check. We're going to have to get that damper there and tighten it up more, because I think it's too loose. And what happens is when you go high speed, you may have slipping on the raw water pump, which is that pulley down there, the aluminum looking one, and it may slip because you go higher speed and it slips, and then you overheat, which makes sense. So, but I think the belt, I don't know if you can see it here, I'm going to put it sideways here, and look at that. That's a big movement, and it cannot have more than a 1/4 inch according to the specs. So we're going to try doing that first and see what happens. Here I have my little schematic of the way the belt should be routed all the way around all the pulleys and water pump and all that. We checked it on the engine here, and it was completely different. This was the work done by the prior mechanic that I had a long time ago. It might have been already going to 3.5 years ago, that did the rebuild for me, and the whole thing was in a different position. And what happened is, I'm gonna go down there so you can see the aluminum looking pulley there. That's the water pump. The belt was just only grabbing on the bottom, not all the way around like we have it now. See, now mostly I think like about 85% of the pulley is wrapped with the belt. Before, only the bottom of the pulley was wrapped with the belt, and that was less than 50% grabbing on that thing. So that what happens is, since the engine now, we tweaked it, and with the spark plugs and cables and all that, it had way more power, and so that RPMs were higher, and it was slipping, making the engine to get hot. So now we have the tension correct. See right there, 1/4 inch. That's all. Before, we could almost touch the other pulley with the belt, so it was really loose. And this is what you need to deal with right here. You loosen this, and you could pull it back and forth, tighten it or loosen it. It's real simple. This one's to move it, this one's to tighten. Move and tighten right there. So now we're gonna start the engine and do the flush and see how everything runs now. All right, now with the new way we put the belt, and everything seems to be running perfectly. The you saw right there, the pulley for the raw water is spinning like it's supposed to spin. Before it couldn't have, because that's why we got overheated. But now it's working just fine, and it sounds smooth. It's pretty quiet in comparison, because out here you can hardly do engine. Perfect. All right, guys, so today we finished doing all those repairs, all the adjustments on the belt. I think everything's working fine. We turned it on, revved it for a little while, it worked fine. The only thing today, we don't have time to put it in the water and test it out there, which is the ultimate way to do it. But we'll have it on the next video and see how that worked out. I think that's all it was. And I think it should be fine for the next ride out to the sandbar. So hope you guys like this video, and like always, if you like this video and it helped you out in any way, please like, and if you could subscribe, you guys will make my day, and we'll be super happy for you. So see you on the next video. Peace from the Keys.
Now is a great time to like and subscribe. All you have to do is click on the subscribe button below. It's free, and you'll be part of the Keys Boating Channel family. Thanks so much for your support.